Today, as you can see, we're trying to extend the conversation that we've been having here for a while now. We're trying to extend this to the other aspects of Anthony Ramirez. Thank you for joining us. Other aspects of the pronouns. Okay, we have been spending all these weeks discussing the pronoun that is regarded as Nnọchiaha Igbo. And ọ na iwu onye Igbo ị ga only so na class anyị na-eme kamgbe izu ụka ole na ole. Ihe anyị na-achọ ime bụ inyere ụmụ afọ Igbo aka. Prince, you're welcome. Ịmata ka esi ede Igbo, ka esi ede ihe n'Igbo. It is very, very disheartening when some of us see when an average Igbo person writes the language and they tend to mess it up. It is so very bad. It doesn't look good. And so we know we have taken time to look at some of the aspects of the language that seems to prove very, very difficult for people who are writing Igbo language. Because if this is your first time of joining this class, today what we discuss is the Igbo grammar. And so this class is primarily meant for the teachers of Igbo language, but it is also a class that is very useful for other Igbo scholars and speakers, and a class that is also very useful to non-Igbo speakers. That is why I kind of use English. Otherwise, obi de moto ikuzi him na kuzi Igbo. I do not care. Aga m akuzi ihe niile m na akuzi na asụ Bekee ọbụla. But because I want the class to be very incorporative, Fancy Joyce 8, you're welcome. That is why I speak English, so that everybody will benefit. And so I ask you one thing: if our class is enjoyable by you, please just tap on the screen for us. Okay, keep tapping on the screen for us. And if it pleases you to gift us, we're happy to receive your wonderful gifts. And then the other thing we ask you do, please go ahead and share this program to with other people. Hey, Adeze Dunya, you're welcome. Good to see you. You're welcome. So we're just starting. Thank you, Adeze. So having looked at the Nnọchiaha for a very long time now, we decided to go over to look at some of the things that pertain to other pronouns rather. Give me one sec. I'm going to open my computer to share some things. All right. So, and that is why today we're looking at the aspects. Now, first of all, for the past 4 weeks, or 4 weeks, we've been looking at the first, the Nnọchiaha nke ha na-akpọ ndị nkuzi na-akpọ ya nnọchi person. This is a term they give to this Nnọchiaha. Loves African, you're welcome. Okay. Now, this pronoun, this pronoun that we know, which appears this way, is either the A or the A, and we have explained adequately that this pronoun appears as a person unknown. Okay, and we use it to show a person that we do not know. That is what the pronoun is all about, and that is what we've been able to discuss for the past how many days that we've been here looking at these proverbs. Okay, now this is in linguistic studies what they call allomorphs. They are the same thing, they are just variants. Okay, they work together. It's either this or that that will show. I think I try to make sure that everything I'm writing is showing within the space, because this camera is vertical. All right. So, but in the language, pronouns play a huge role, just like maybe any other language that has pronouns, right? They play a huge role, and these roles, this role that the pronoun primarily plays is the role of when you are speaking, when you're writing, you have mentioned a person's name, or you have mentioned the name of a place or the name of a thing, and during the writing, there is a style that encourages the writer or even the speaker to not continue to mention the person's name as you continue, right? Yeah. Jeff, I don't see your name very well. You're welcome. Right. So there is a writing or speaking style that encourages the speaker or the writer to not continue writing the person's name when you have mentioned the name already. And this provision is supported and carried out mostly by the pronouns Nnọchiaha. Prince, you are welcome. So, Nnọchiaha in asụsụ Igbo, it plays the role of replacing the name of the person that we have already mentioned, the name of the thing, the name of the place we have already mentioned. And in Igbo, one of the ways it appears is as a or a. Now, we also have other Nnọchiaha. Okay, the first one I have sent here, it is a person unknown, and I do not always use the I do not always want to use the technical linguistic terms to teach my class. That is because I am teaching the public. I am not teaching people in the classroom. So I want everybody to be carried along in a way that it kind of benefits everybody, or there is a very mutual understanding. Yeah, Teams Africa, Mubarak, everybody, you're welcome. Black Mamba, you're welcome. But I want to say, as I'm mentioning the other pronouns right now, I'm going to kind of employ some of those terms. So the one second that we can look at today is the one they call Nnọchiaha. Nnọchiaha. So that is sorry. Oh yeah. First person. First person pronoun, and it shows as and so this Nnọchiaha, Anthony Wodo, you're welcome. Thanks for joining us. Please tap on the screen for us if you come here to learn and you think what we're doing is important in the promotion of our language. All right. Nnọchiaha Onyembo, first person, shows as and mo, which is me, and I. All right. So when it is the subject, it will come as that is subject. When it is object, it comes as mo. So in technical linguistic term, subject means Christina, you're welcome. When the person, Ken, you're welcome, or when the Nnọchiaha is at the subject phrase of the sentence, okay? Like it is the person or the thing that is doing what the verb is talking about, okay? Kathy, you're welcome. So that is a subject. The object is the person or the thing that receives what the subject gives. It is a person or the thing upon whom the action of the subject is taken. Okay, and it is a verb that tells us about the action. Chi good ndewo or no. Okay, so and the verb tells us what the subject does to the object. N'asụsụ Igbo, nna m bụ nnọchiaha enwere nke na-egosi nke onye mbụ, which is I that I'm talking, I that I'm teaching. Okay, I don't want to mention my name. My name is Dr. Ima ASONYE, but I want to represent myself with a pronoun. Hearts 144, you're welcome. So I have to use Nnọchiaha. Okay. Nke mbụ ya, which is the subject. Nke abụọ ya, which is the object. This is how the Nnọchiaha onye mbụ appears. All right. Remember, I wrote the Nnọchiaha A na A first because we have been studying it. Okay, this is now is no longer a new thing. We've been talking about this. Oh my God, she good. Darling, you are welcome. This is my daughter-in-law. Why on Monday or no? All right. Okay, so jide Nnọchiaha A na A mbụ because na in a day we've been learning it. So nna m bụ Nnọchiaha onye mbụ. Okay, let's have that in mind. All right, Jehovah Jesus, you're welcome. All right. The third one, I mean in the order that I'm writing it, okay, not necessarily that's how it is. Adela Fonga, you're welcome, is Nnọchiaha onye abụọ. Onye abụọ, which is second person, okay? When the second person is narrating a story, or when we are talking about a second person, when a second person is the one telling the story. Thank you, Chi. Keep tapping on the screen for us, please, everybody, if you like what we're doing here. When a second person is directing a story and it is a second person as a subject. When we are talking about a second person, it is a second person as an object. So we are now looking at let me say this is a little bit plenty. First of all, it appears as E. Then it appears as G. Okay. Now I'm using singular. I have not applied the plurals. So here I didn't include plurals. Okay. So I want to stop at the singular for the moment. I may just mention the plurals if necessary. But what I'm trying to show is the pronouns in the singular form, okay? And why I'm writing this down is just to give us a background of how the other Nnọchiaha behaves. Danny, you're welcome. Good to have you. Good to have you. I know. Yeah, network is always an issue. It's always an issue. All right. So, laying the background is understanding. Achọrọ m ime ka ị mara ichetara anyị ụmụafọ Igbo ihe anyị ji na-eme ihe ọmụmụ a bụ we have a project called Igbo Literacy Project, which is a project that wants to that is engaged in a campaign of re-immersing the Igbo speakers, native Igbo speakers, into the knowledge of Igbo, both in the language, culture, lifestyle, and anything. And it is the language that carries the knowledge of every other aspects of identity. It is a language that carries culture. Language is a vehicle with which or through which we transmit cultural knowledge. Please, na-akọtụkwara m n'aka ọwụ na m na-asụ okpokpo bekee niile m na-asụpụta. Biko na-akọtụrụ m aka so that ka m na obi na-adị m mma wee dịka onwe ihe a na-eme. Ndewonu. Charlie Bright, ndewo, you're welcome. So, in trying to re-immerse the native Igbo speakers into the knowledge of Igbo, that begins with the language. Thank you, Danny. If you identify with a culture, that is your cultural identity. Fortunately enough, I would say the greater percentage of us, of who we are, is our cultural identity. I would say that. So, if you do not have a grip of the language that you are supposed to be speaking as your primary language, you may not have a grip of the culture. Okay? It's all right, Danny. So, it is whatever knowledge of whatever knowledge of the culture or your identity you share begins with your knowledge of the language. Thank you, Adeze Dunya. All right, so that is why we're doing this. But this is also very, very useful for anybody who also does not speak Igbo language, because it is applicable to your language. Okay? Whatever your native tongue is, it is applicable to it. And that's why we're doing what we're doing, even though they may work differently. Okay? All right. Okay. The fourth one will now be Nnọchiaha Onye Atọ. Okay? Yeah, thank you, Adeze. Nnọchiaha Onye Atọ. Oh, third person. Where is my... Oh, okay. All right, let me... All right, in third person, we have... I think this is getting a little bit clumsy because of the space I have. I'm going to change where I'm running. Arinze Ezim, you're welcome. Chidimma Nusie, ndewo name from Otundi Nkuzi Igbo. Thank you for joining. Nomfor Joseph, thank you for coming. Ume Nkiru, you're welcome. You're welcome. Please keep tapping on the screen for us. To show like is just to tap on the screen, okay? It's to show like. When you do that, you promote what we are doing here, and it also creates some kind of vibe online, and additionally, you share the programs, with people on in your group and all of that. Okay. Juice it. You're welcome. Please keep tapping on the screen for us. So I'm going to continue here. I'm going to write the third person pronoun here, please. And that is, onye atọ now is O and O. All right. I have laid the background I want to lay. And like I told us, this class was MBS, you're welcome. This class was primarily initiated to teach Igbo teachers. And I'm glad that people like Chidema Anusie are here. It is very, very disheartening for us to know that based on the research we've carried out, that some people who teach Igbo do not know how to write Igbo. Hey, Tasha, you're welcome. Thank you, brother. Thank you, you're welcome. Yeah, we apologize for starting late today, but I'm glad you guys were able to join. All right, so we have not gone far. If you are joining us here right now, please go ahead. All right. Yeah, you're welcome. Oh, Tasha, sorry, sister. So we are, hey, TikTok Kings, you're welcome. Thanks for joining. So we are looking at the areas, the gray areas that proves to be stubborn for people who write Igbo language. Okay? And I must tell you, if you have interest, if you're not a native Igbo speaker, but you have interest in learning Igbo, Scan Life, you're welcome. Just like Adeze Dunya, who is one of the people working in Omenka app. Remember, the knowledge we are bringing you comes from Omenka app, and the people working to create and build that app, they are from different linguistic communities, people like Adeze Dunya, and it is very appreciative that, of us, that we have such people with a very deep vested interest in helping us to, develop the knowledge of our language. So I am on the third person, okay? The third person pronoun, Mama Irene 21, you're welcome. Matilda, you're welcome. Matilda Abbey. When you are now referring to a person that is not here, but we know the person, is that not it? That's it. Now, I started with where we were, and I started this class 4-5 weeks ago from Doreen, you're welcome, from the Nnọchiaha Nnọchiaha Mayonyobo, the pronoun that we called Nnọchi person. I said this because that is one of the very major areas of trouble for anybody writing Igbo. Even as I have taught this class for about 4 weeks now, so many people who have been in this class who are native Igbo speakers are yet to catch it. That is to tell you the extent to which it is very, very difficult. But simple if you understand the logic, or if you understand the formula. It's just like solving equation. It has a formula, right? It's just like solving an algebra. It has a question. It has a formula, right? Whatever mathematical problem you want to solve has a formula. Collins Ajay, you're welcome. Hey, thank you. Yeah. TikTok Kings, thanks for sharing. Thanks for sharing. All right. Please share the program, give us a like. Oh, thank you. All right, so Akwanwa Ndewo, you're welcome. So now we started with this, and we've been doing this for the past 4 weeks, and then we're here today identifying the Nnọchiaha Igbo first person pronoun. Okay, then we have also identified Nnọchiaha Onye Abụọ second person pronoun, e. Now I'm going to clean up this, and then I'm going to write them out, and then write them out just as they are, the Nnọchiaha, and then we would start to use them to do things. I do not care about whatever they are called, but right now we're going to be looking at them as just pronouns, okay? And so we'll look at how they behave. So when I have okay, let me finish cleaning up. Please keep tapping on the screen for us. Keep sharing. Promote this program. There is a deep lack of knowledge of Igbo by the Igbo speakers. That is what we're trying to promote. Thank you, Akwanwa. Nnema demumma o ndewo. Ndewo. Igbaliela we sonyere anyị. Chinaza, ndewo. You're welcome. All right. Okay. So I continue because for those nwafu Igbo ọbụla bịatara ebe a wee nụ na m na-asụ oyibo iwe wele gị ọ maka ndị na-anụ Igbo ndị nwere mmasị na ihe anyị na-akụzi ka anyị nwee ike dịka anyị na-echekwa asụsụ anyị ka anyị na-emekwa ka ọ na-adị ka ndị mmadụ na-amata ka asụsụ anyị si arụ ọrụ ka omenala anyị si arụ ọrụ so ọ ka anyị nwee ike ime ka ha nwa soro anyị nọtatụkwa n'ụtọ asụsụ anyị na-asụ wee na-atọ n'ọnụ. Ndewo. All right. I appreciate everybody. So we now have we have mo, okay? We have e, then we have o, and we have o. Now, one thing I want to say first of all is this is the set of pronouns we have in the singular form, okay? Chinaza 261, you're welcome. So when you have all of this, I'm not sure there's anything I'm missing. I mean singular, not plural, okay? I think this is a complete pronoun in Igbo. This one is the unknown person. Unknown person. We have dealt with it so long, okay? This one is the first person. This one is the second person. This one is a third person. This unknown can be said to be the fourth person. The challenge we have with it is that we don't know the person. Whether it's a man or woman, boy or girl, whether it's a hammer, it's a hammer from that, we don't know. A genderless person, we do not know. All right, so these are the representations. And when we use them, the challenge we are trying to solve is how do we find, where do we place pronouns when we are using them to make a sentence? How do we represent them? That is just all. And like I said again, I do not really mind starting my class, this whole class all over again when I'm done teaching these topics, because I know it is still a problem, even for people who at the end of the day may be in my class for as long as it takes, until I see that change, the interaction that will come from when we start writing now. For instance, those who are from the Nkuzi Igbo, the Igbo teachers, they just did a test after my class. They submitted it. We are reviewing it right now. And I wouldn't be surprised that I will see from that test people who will not get the answers correctly. The reason is because they have not had a grip of it. And that is why I don't care repeating all of this all over again. Thank you, Adeze Dunya. Okay. Now, in trying to know how these pronouns behave, we have seen some of the examples from this unknown guy. What did we establish? We established that, yes, exactly what we're trying to do. My class, the reason I'm speaking English is because I want to incorporate those who want to learn Igbo, but they're not Igbo speakers. This one is free. If you want a customized class, we have our customized class is already on our website. If you go to www.i-hav.org, and you're going to see services, or I think so, you can follow the link and register for a customized class. But what we do here every Monday, Friday, and Saturday. Oh, James Paul, thank you for coming. Thank you, Paul. Just so the name is too long, I may not pronounce it. Thank you for coming. Also, so this the class we're doing now, Monday, Friday, and Saturday, we're looking at different topics. And for today, we dissect the Igbo grammar. Okay, and if you are starting from the very, very elementary level, you can join our Friday class. But that Friday class for the elementary is on Zoom. It is not online. So if you want that, let us know. I can link you up to the Zoom class. My wife teaches the elementary class while I teach the grown-up kids, say middle school, high school. So on Fridays, I teach them the Igbo proverbs. Okay? Yeah. So, and then our Omenka app is very much available. If you do not have the app, please go ahead and download it. There's a lot of resources on the app. We are still working very much to improve on the efficacy and functionality of the app. It is going to be so marvelous by the time we're done doing what we're doing right now. So the Igbo Literacy Project is a project of Indigenous Hands and Voices, which is also responsible for the creation of Omenka app, which is the tool for learning Igbo language that we are very proud of today. Thank you. Keep tapping on the screen for us. Keep sharing the program. If you have gifts, we'll be proud to have your gift. All right. So, having seen all of these guys, these guys are the guys that when they come into a sentence, we know that we are talking about a person, a thing, or a place. Okay? And when a person, thing, or place is involved in a sentence, they form either this or that. They will be seen in a phrase called the nominal phrase or noun phrase. Using English now to teach Igbo, of course, which at this level, these two languages, behave in the same way. Every sentence that you make can be divided into two. This is elementary English that we learned in, I guess it was secondary school or something. And that is, this part is subject. And this part is predicate. Now, at the subject level, or at the subject phrase, or at the subject side, what you have here is a noun phrase, NP. Okay? The NP, if you go deeper into linguistic studies, they begin to draw you a tree. Rather, sorry, here. They begin to draw you a tree like this. So when you get an average sentence, okay? Yeah, when you get an average sentence, that average sentence is made up of the noun phrase and the verb phrase. Noun phrase and the verb phrase. And the noun phrase is where you have the subject. And what fills the subject in a sentence? Okay. What fills the the subject is the noun or the pronoun. Okay? So in my language, that is how it works. Thank you, Chinaza. Thank you for your gifts. So this guy, the MP, what comes in here, I hope you all are seeing this a little bit. So this guy is a subject. Oh, we've already said it. So it's either the noun, or the pronoun. It also looks like the MP now. So it's either the noun or the pronoun, right? MP is either noun or pronoun. Remember, this is noun phrase. Now, the predicate contains the verb phrase, which is something we have seen here now as well. The verb phrase. That's a predicate. Okay? Okay. So, verb phrase. Now, if you come to linguistic studies as well, they will now go ahead and give you something more. The verb phrase and the noun phrase. The verb phrase and the noun phrase. Whereby the noun phrase can come down to give us just the noun. Now, this is what I want you to look at. All of these guys, they come here. You see this diagram, which indicates a sentence. You know, shooting down the first node is a noun phrase. Shooting down the second node, which is a noun. So this noun can either be noun or pronoun. And because we are dealing with the pronoun, we are dealing with not mentioning people's name. Because we have mentioned someone first, we shouldn't continue to mention. That is a style in narrative. Whether you are writing or you are speaking, you are not supposed to be mentioning people's name. Thank you, Chinaza. Thanks for tapping on the screen for us. Okay. If you have a question, please do not hesitate to put it in the chat. I guess some people are on the YouTube, but I am not using my front camera on YouTube because YouTube does not have a way of unmirroring your camera, which TikTok has. So we've been dealing with that. We've tried to find out if there's any way to change that, but it's not. So I'm using my back camera, so I'm not seeing you. In case you feel left out, I do not know, but it's unfortunate until we'll find something. Yeah, somebody, some people are on YouTube, but it's unfortunate I may not see your question in real time unless I go across. Okay, all right. yeah, if you are interested in contacting me, please send a message and we will get back with you. But one of the simplest ways is to download the Menka app on your device. Okay. All right. Now I'm getting to the real purpose of today's class. Remember, for those of you that have been here, Bar Girls, you're welcome. Venita, you're welcome. Francis Kyoko, 47, you're welcome. All right, so the main subject of today's topic or today's class will be where we are, getting to right now. So, having established that our typical sentence, when the noun phrase, yes, the noun phrase, and then the noun phrase will shoot down to the noun. Okay, then the verb, the right hand side of these three. This is what tree diagram na linguistics. Okay, and sometimes is when you get into such studies. Thank you, Useku Foods. You're welcome. It can be very funny to see a lot of diagrams that can be very, very confusing at the end of the day. But all they are saying, that at some point you ask yourself, is this sentence that they are even explaining or something else? Is there anything that I do not know about this? All right. Yeah. So thanks for your gifts. Thank you for liking, and thanks for sharing the program. It is very encouraging to see such support from you all. Appreciate you. All right. Okay. All right. We've established all of this, right? Where we are now, I'm going to start to clean, is to look at and where we find these in a sentence and how we treat them. Thank you for the gift. Usekufu, thanks for the flower. Keep gifting if you can. Keep tapping. You can do that. Keep sharing. You have contacts if you know that this is important. Remember, what we are dealing with here is promoting the knowledge of Igbo language amongst both native speakers and non-native speakers. And it is important to us because the language has proven to be a little bit difficult in writing for those who speak the language, which is very, very difficult to explain sometimes. Thank you. This is Success for sharing. Okay, right now we're going to see some examples. Let's see some examples. And the examples we want to see are examples of sentences where we chose to use a pronoun rather than the name of a person or the name of a thing. Okay? And if I want to use the first person first, I can start with something like Gaga, Aba, Echi, okay. Gaga, Aba, Echi. What I just wrote here is June, you're welcome. Love, you're welcome. Thanks for joining us. I will go to Aba. I will go to Aba tomorrow. Okay. All right. What I want you to observe is where I placed my first person pronoun, which is the one on the subject side. I kept this to still refer to it. How many pronouns are in this sentence? Everybody, how many pronouns? I need your response now. Oh yeah? Nnọchiaha ole nọ n'ime ahịrịokwu ahụ m dere? Everybody, I need your response. One. Adeze doing, I said one. Any other? Any other? One. This is success, said one. Any other person responding? Okay, right, yeah. One pronoun is found in this sentence. Ngaga aba echi, okay? Pretty Yeti, you're welcome. Pretty Yeti, you are welcome. Thanks for joining us. All right, one pronoun is found here, which is or I in English, okay? Now, if you look at this, you find out that I think it's pretty much the same in English. I mean, this aspect of the language we are discussing is pretty much the same, okay? See that, you're welcome. My pronoun in Igbo is written apart. And there is no reason, there is no supportive law or rule that will make me to write this pronoun together with the next word that comes with it. This is just established like it is as true as tomorrow. It is as sure as we are about the sun rising in the morning on a good day. I know there are places that the sun does not rise in the morning. It's about the time that some places the sun will not rise for a few days. Okay. Nwameze. Nwameze Ndewo, you're welcome. All right. Good. So there's nothing that will support me writing this together with this. But this is a huge one because it comes almost all the time seeing people writing this. Okay, I want to change. This may not work the same way in English. But first of all, before I write this sentence in another format, I want you to observe that this sentence is here. This pronoun is here, the noun phrase. And if we recall the subject predicate that I drew for us, it is this pronoun that is the only thing found on the subject. Okay? So this is the subject predicate. NPVP is our noun pronoun verb noun phrase verb phrase. And let me put this here. Subject predicate. So we have noun, which is a pronoun, and the VP. There is no rule. There's nothing that will make this N to come over here now in the format it is. Okay? Right? All right. Tarakila, you're welcome. Okay. I'm going to rewrite this sentence in another format that we always also see. In fact, more often in Igbo language. This sentence can say, Agam agaba. Echi. Now in Igbo, Igbo permits me to write the structure of the sentence this way, bringing the here. Okay? Now this can be a little bit confusing now. Remember I said subject, predicate, and here you go. Now let's look at what makes up this sentence. First of all, the Bikis official, you're welcome. If you look at our sentence, this is, okay, who can write for me what makes up the VP here in the sentence? Let me know how many people will really follow what I'm saying from their knowledge of English. What makes up my verb phrase from the first sentence? I want someone to help me do that. Or what makes up my predicate is a simple thing to understand. But what makes up my verb phrase is what I want to know. If you know, please put it on the chat. I want to give a few minutes for that. Tasha, thank you for reposting. What makes up my, no, not my noun phrase. Now, I'm talking about my verb phrase. What makes up my verb phrase? We have identified the noun phrase. What makes up my verb phrase in the sentence? Shinaza, thank you. What makes up my first verb phrase? Will go to. Will go to. Thank you, Adeze. So in Igbo, it is gaga. This is my verb phrase. Gaga. Will go to. So if this is my verb phrase, what is this? What is aba echi? Who knows? What is aba echi? I need those who understand what I'm saying. If will go to or gaga in Igbo is my verb phrase. So what is this? Okay, let me save us the trouble. This is my second noun phrase, which you see here. You see that, this guy? Aba echi is. This guy. My second verb phrase. All right. TikTok Kings. I said, yeah, of course. Object, Adeze. Is our noun phrase, right? We'll reach tomorrow. We'll reach. TikTok Kings, let me reach. Oh, Isaiah will become rich tomorrow. Anyway, so under the, when you have the subject verb predicate, you have the verb phrase. You find out that the verb phrase shoots out. The first node of the verb phrase is the verb. After the verb, I will be rich tomorrow, my brother. After the verb, the next thing that follows under the noun phrase is, I will go to Aba tomorrow, is noun phrase. That is why you see Aba Echi. Aba is a name of a person. Echi is a name, is a noun as well. Tomorrow. Okay? in this context is a noun. It might play another role in another context. All right. So now listen why I asked the question to get your attention to the next thing I want to explain. This is important. This will help you too. Ka mkpa ọ dị na a na-edesa Nnọchiaha Igbo edesa. This is going to help you to understand. Now, I have written this sentence in a format where you no longer have the in the beginning of the sentence. Okay? It now comes, I have splitted part of the verb phrase. Look at it. Gaga. Yeah? Let me go back a little bit to explain my verb phrase. What is my verb phrase in this sentence? TikTok, you do. My verb phrase in this sentence begins with what we call an auxiliary verb. An auxiliary verb, which is this guy. Ga. The work of that ga is just nothing but auxiliary. In Igbo language, we say, Enyemaka ngwa, Natalie, you're welcome. Nyemaka ngwa, something that is helping the verb. Okay? Now, if you look at this, you find out that when a word is in the sentence to help the verb, it stays close to the verb. It works with the verb. That is in English. In Igbo, okay? I'm not here to explain to you how it works in English. But in my second construction, I have succeeded in separating these two that ordinarily should work together or should go together by injecting or infusing my subject, my pronoun, in between the two. Do good, you're welcome. You came a little late. Please, if you are still following, if you understand what I'm saying, just give me a thumbs up, okay? I'll just say yes. If you are confused, let me slow down. Just call my attention to say, take it back. Okay? Yeah, I mean, this might be perfectly well. Thank you, Tasha, for understanding. All right. This might be simple to understand in English, okay? But the language we're explaining, it is a little bit hard. Let me plug my device, okay? Yeah, I'm coming to, the second sentence I did is still translatable to what we have. I will go to about tomorrow. It's the same thing. The only thing is that the language allows for the rearrangement of the structure. There's no difference. Okay? So what I have done is just to restructure or rearrange the structure by bringing the here, which is I, to break the bond between the auxiliary and the other verbal expletives. That's what I just did. And I do this as a native speaker of the language without thinking. I do not think about it because it is innate, it is inborn, it's my linguistic identity. Okay? That's where I speak. So I can easily say, aga m aga aba echi. That's all. Aga m aga aba echi. But in this my construction, this construction creates a huge problem for a lot of Igbo speakers. You will see some people write this as agam aga. You will see another person write this as agam aga. Oh, sorry. I think. Okay. Then you see another person write this as agam aga. This is what happens in written form of Igbo language. If you do not have a strong background in the knowledge of the structure of the sentences, it's either that you take it that anybody writes is correct, or when you see more than one, thank you for the gifts. Thank you, TikTok Kings. Appreciate you. Thank you. It's either you get confused that which one is which, or you take it that, oh, okay, all of them are correct. But the challenge is only one that is correct.